I just bought the best Mac that you can get in 2025. And honestly, it's not even close. Recently, we saw the release of the M4 chip, and it is a really, really good chip. I don't know if you've seen the benchmarks in the M4 Mac Mini Pro, but it's just like crazy. Like by far the most valuable desktop computer you can get at that price, and it's honestly not even close. But, and there is a big but here, that was pretty funny. The M4 chip is not the most valuable processor you can have in a MacBook. Now I'm going to be talking about the MacBook Pro, but this also applies to the MacBook Airs more generally. But the cheapest possible M4 MacBook Pro that you can get is $1,600. It's got 10 core CPU, 10 core GPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. But again, it's $1,600. Now this gets a little bit technical, but bear with me, it all makes sense in the end. The first thing we look at is single core performance. Basically this means out of the 10 cores that a CPU has, we just take one of them and we measure it. We can see that at the top we do have the M4 Max chip specifically, but below that it's just rows and rows of the M3 chip. On the single core performance, the newest chip is actually not really beating out the last generation. That's kind of crazy, right? Like low-key, the M4 chip is not as valuable as the M3 chip. And also the prices of the products with the M3 chip in it dropped significantly after the M4 came out. And so that's where my new laptop comes into play. This is the one I just got, and performance-wise, it is in the top 10 in single-core performance. And while yes, if you look at multi-core performance, meaning like generally the system as a whole, there are a lot of Macs that beat this one out, I care a lot more about the value that I get out of each like individual part in my computer, especially because when you're in college and when you're budget-minded, you got to figure out what the best is for you. Now, here's the thing though. This isn't just any laptop. I didn't get this off the Apple website. I didn't get it brand new. This is an open box model, meaning somebody bought the laptop and returned it within 14 days specifically to Best Buy. And before I tell you the price, let me tell you the specs specifically. It has the M3 Pro chip that I was talking about before and 18 gigabytes of RAM along with the 512 gigabyte SSD. And the original price of this thing was $1,900. I want you to guess how much I got it for. $1,800? Less. $1,700? Less. $1,600? Less. $1,500? Less. I got this for $1,479. That is over $400 off the original price. So I really lucked out. And long story short, the M3 MacBooks are really the best way to go right now. And a lot of people are returning them or putting them up for sale because they don't know what they have. And I'm telling you guys, if you ball on a budget, if you're a student, if you need some good computing power, you cannot go wrong with this. And that's definitely selling it short. I think this is an amazing purchase to make. And that's not to mention, if you already had a Mac before, that probably has value that you can sell it for. Me personally, I can sell my old MacBook for $450, meaning I actually got this MacBook for just like a net of $1,000, which is crazy. Now I'm going to post a longer video on my channel soon about this, so stay tuned for that. Love you guys. See you soon.